All right, we're recording. So, Betsy, thank you so much for coming on and just talking a little bit about the coaching experience. So, for people that have no idea what it's about, I just wanted to bring you on so you could share your experience because we've worked together now since May of 2016, kind of on and off. And in that time, you've lost over 40 pounds. And then just like completely changed your relationship with food and weight, body, exercise, the whole thing. So where were you kind of mentally and physically before you signed up for training? And then what prompted you to take that step versus maybe just doing another diet?
So I was at my heaviest and miserable, and I had been miserable for a while. And I really was in that limbo of what do I start? There was so much, I was being invited to weight loss challenges on Facebook, which, by the way, was fully hurtful.
Don't do that, people.
That diet. And in the past, I've done things where I had to take supplements that really helped me lose weight quickly, but then I gained it right back. And so my thing was I didn't want, in my opinion, kind of like an easy, quick fix. I was really something that was a lifestyle change, but I didn't know what that was. Yeah. And it was really, there was a couple of things. One was seeing a picture of myself where I was like, holy cow. I really avoided taking pictures of myself, but I had a picture at a party, and I was listening to something by Mel Robbins, who was saying, like, just do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and just do it. And I had seen that you were starting a program, and so I was like, just do it. And I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into, but I loved what you were saying as far as having what's your relationship with food, and a lot of mindset, dealing with emotions around food and things like that. And so that kind of resonated with me. And I also knew at this point, I really need a lot of hand-holding. So I wanted the one-on-one because I wanted it to be customized to what my needs were. And I was really amazed, even the beginning of doing our one-on-one, how many questions I had. Mm-hmm. I was like an expert on diets, and I thought I knew how to eat correctly, but I just remember having some of the most random off-the-wall questions for you. But it was good because I needed those questions to be answered, and I needed that hand-holding and that one-on-one encouragement as I started this journey.
Love it. Yeah. So with the program, for people that don't know, we talk about food, talk about fitness, a lot of mindset stuff, and how it all kind of comes together. And what would you say if you had to narrow it down to maybe 1 or 2 things that you feel like have made the biggest impact for you, what would you say those are?
I think for me, the biggest thing was mindset, which is so crazy to think about because I'm trying to lose weight, but my biggest goal was a lifestyle change. And so what you've been really instrumental in teaching me is how to make this a lifestyle rather than a diet, and also through the mindset. And so when we say mindset, that's a lot of the junk that you've been taught, a lot of the junk that you say to yourself that you may not even realize that you're saying to yourself. And so we had to do a lot of work. I wish these ladies knew all the work that I had to do over like crazy things, like I want soda, or I want pizza, or I could never not have chocolate again, which I have those things, but I was amazed at how much power I had put into a lot of these thoughts. And so we've had to work a lot on, we talk about like rewiring, creating new pathways. And there was a lot of fear too. Like I was so scared in the beginning that what if I lose the weight and I put it back on? Like I remember we talked so much about fear and like what all my hangups were in the beginning. And it's really interesting because now it's turned into more of a love relationship with myself, where I'm much more understanding, I'm encouraging. I mean, the things that I say to myself now, Betsy, when I started, would be like, who the heck are you? But like even today, just talking about how, like, so many times in order, I think, to motivate myself, I have to beat myself up. Just even today, when we were talking to our coaching, realizing that does not work for me anymore. So why am I continuing to have that language with myself? And what kind of language, how can I change it that's going to be beneficial and help me continue in my process? Because I still am working. I still have a weight loss goal I have not met yet. But, you know, I'm on a journey.
Yeah. It's like we have these like subconscious thought patterns, and we call them like default thought patterns, that are like a train track that are taking us in a direction. And what coaching does is it helps you see what that is and decide, do you really want to keep going this way, or is there a different, and we sort of follow what's working. So like today when you were saying, okay, I'm saying these things to myself to do the thing, it wasn't working for you. And so we were able to step back and create a much gentler approach that also works. So it's like a win-win. And that's really what it is. It's just, as those things come up, we're working through, are you moving in the direction you want to go? And I think this is the key thing, is that people a lot of times imagine a healthy lifestyle where they're constantly being in conflict with wanting the things and trying to be good and not eating them. And what I think you learned so well is how to literally change the way you look at things, so that, yeah, you still desire certain things and enjoy them in a really healthy way, but the over desire has decreased a lot. So you feel so much more control, and you learn how to use the tool of your thoughts so that you're able to make the decisions that work for you without all that tension around it. So it's hard in a different sort of way. It's not hard in that I have to go to the gym for 20 hours a week, eat nothing but tofu and broccoli. It's hard in that you're learning how to really rewire your brain and rethink. But on the other side of that is a much easier path that's sustainable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what
weight loss. I'm sorry, exercise. I loved how in the beginning you really cleared up a myth for me, because I had just always believed, you know, if I just exercise enough, if I exercise hard enough, I can compensate for what I'm eating. And the older I got, you know, in my 20s, that certainly was the case. But as I got older, and now I'm 41, like, that was not working for me. And I loved how you were like, no, really, fitness and working out is more about feeling stronger and empowering yourself and how you feel. And so that really helped me kind of take a weight off of like exercise and feeling like I had to do this, to more of like, I do this because I love how I feel afterwards. And I love seeing the tone and definition in my muscles. And I love that I'm being a great example to my kids when they see me every morning putting on my workout clothes, because this is part of my daily routine and this is what I do to feel better. And so, you know, again, like, those are just small little things. As if you guys are thinking about, okay, why would I want to do coaching? It's just those small little tweaks. Like, as we've been talking about going into the holidays, one of the questions that Melissa keeps on saying to me, she's like, well, what if you can lose weight over the holidays? Like, what if you can go Thanksgiving with all the food and still lose weight? And guess what? I was still able to lose weight.
I love it. Yeah.
So powerful for me. And truly, the changes that I've made would not have been possible. Could I have lost the weight doing a diet? Absolutely. But I think I would have been right back to my starting weight, because again, I would not have taken the time to, first of all, even understand what working on my mindset was. But I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have known to do it.
I love that. Yeah, I think one of the things too that I love for women is allowing them to see a possibility they may not have seen before, because they've always been stuck. We've been taught this diet mentality since so early on. And so it just feels like we're kind of stuck in this loop and have certain beliefs that we have a certain story about what's possible for us, and to be able to just kind of like rewrite that whole story is so fun. And then to really learn the skill of upping your belief and your belief in yourself that you can do anything that you really put your mind to. And then it can be this thing that, again, doesn't have all this emotional tension around it, but that can become something that feels like you're kind of up leveling your life a little bit, and can feel like this sort of challenge and journey to go on. So if for somebody who might be thinking about getting started with this, they're not really sure, what would be like the one thing you could tell them if they are feeling that kind of fear around it?
Fear, because I was like, even when after I was like, lessons she was saying, I was interested. I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I just done? Right? Like, I desperately need to lose weight, but you're like, I don't know what I've just done. So I would say you're never going to regret taking back your health. You're never going to, in 6 months, when you have learned new ways of eating and thinking and lost weight, you're never going to regret that decision. I think you are going to continue to regret in 6 months if you are at the same place or if you've even gained weight. And so I think as we head into this new decade, like, let 2020 be the year where you decide that you want to live a healthier lifestyle. And I say lifestyle a lot because, people are like, how did you lose your weight? What diet did you use? And I'm like, no, I am not dieting. This is a lifestyle change for me. And that has really helped me to realize, like, I'm not depriving myself of stuff. I'm enjoying what I'm eating. I'm able to go through the holidays and not have cravings of sugar and sugar and sugar and things like that. But that's because I've worked on it. And so I think that it is possible for anyone. And so I would just encourage you, if you're listening to this and you're not sure, just do it. It's going to change your life. And
awesome.
If anyone wants to reach out and chat, like if they want to like grill me on like what it's been like or whatever, I'm happy to help people because it's a journey for me.
I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love this morning. One of the things we talked about that I think is so fun is when you think about that future version of yourself, whether it's 6 months from now or a year from now, the things you're doing right now are for her. She reaps the benefits. So the hard choice right now, the things you're working through, the skills you're developing, the times when it feels like you're stepping out of your comfort zone, that all gets easier. And then she is the one that is coming back to thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone and doing the hard work and then feeling so much better. And it can happen fast, but it's also okay for it to be a journey that you step into and it doesn't always have to be like a 30-day thing, like letting yourself go through the process and really dig in and really change those thoughts and behaviors, all the things that come with it. So awesome. Thank you so, so much. I adore you.
Feelings mutual.
And so appreciate you doing this. And I know it's going to help a lot of people. So thanks, girl.